At me. Oh.
Right, Star. I know you've been through this course together all before, all right?
Yes.
A bit, actually. Unfortunately,
You change things.
things have indeed changed, mostly because TC3 has been updated, and we've changed our algorithms of treatment. It's basically the same thing, but it's different now, so yeah. To type an acronym, I'm about to type an acronym into chat. I want everyone to write this down. I want you to write each of them down on your notes on a separate line, alright? You know when everyone's got that written down.
You want, like,
Done.
it going vertical?
Yeah, like so M-A-R-C-H.
March. Oh. Didn't realize the whole thing was an acronym.
Just said it was.
I know, I thought it was gonna be like March and then something else.
Oh yeah, and then the next line, yeah. Okay.
No, March
'Cause there's,
March is the actual
Yes, I know.
algorithm for this, alright?
March, April, May, June.
Now you're gonna have to write all these things down as well, because then this right here, March, is literally the core of your casualty assessment. This is patient care right here, distilled down to 5 letters, and it branches out from there. This is where combat, like tactical combat casualty care, all this stuff can branch out of these 5 letters. This is how you're gonna remember everything you get taught here today is through this. And the notes you write down are mostly this. Oh, the M stands for massive hemorrhage. Once you have that written down, let me know.
Yes.
Written.
Done.
Got it.
A stands for airway.
Good.
Done.
Right. The R stands for respirations.
Use that in a sentence, please.
His respirations were low.
Right. You laughed at that, but I was being serious.
I know.
I mean, like, that's the
Oh,
simplest
yeah, I
way
know
to use
you're
it.
right.
It's basically, respirations is basically breathing. It's the official medical term for breathing.
Hear that?
Respiratory rate. It's basically how often you're breathing.
Yes.
And something to help make it easy, guys. Anyways. Everyone have that written down?
Yeah.
Yes.
C stands for circulation. Or cardiac, if you really want to break it down even simpler. But I prefer circulation.
Got it.
Right. H is twofold here, okay? Are you guys ready for the last one?
Yes.
Yep.
H stands for head injury and hypothermia.
What the fuck? 3 words. I did not sign up for this shit.
It's complicated.
Hey,
like, the biggest word
Valve
I know is
got-
composition.
Valve can count to 2,
You're
can
about to
too.
learn a lot more bigger and more complicated words.
Fuck this, I'm out.
Vasoconstriction.
I'm going to blow shit up, guys.
Show ass
Permission
back
to
here,
shoot him in the back?
You're gonna learn words like vasoconstriction today.
A tightening of veins.
Pretty close.
Got him in my chair.
Alright. So does everyone have the H written down?
Yep.
Yes.
Somebody
Until
not
later.
star define what hemorrhage is.
Oh, it's when you have, not blood vessel, cells, clotting of blood vessels, right? It blocks the passage for blood.
Anyone else want to give it a try?
Oh.
Actually, I'm not sure if I know myself.
Hemorrhage
guessing
is an
bleeding.
escaped blood from a ruptured blood vessel.
Oh.
Bleeding.
So
Say
pretty
again?
much bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, that's the simplest way to describe hemorrhage.
Bleeding.
The red stuff is no longer inside your body.
Bleeding is hemorrhaging.
Is
Oh my
leaving
god.
your body. Yeah. Now, bleeding and hemorrhage in common use, and even in the community as a whole, are generally very different. Like bleeding, okay, you have a cut, you're bleeding. Hemorrhage is generally reserved for shit that's a lot of blood. Like Star, for example, and Marshall, you both saw, on Friday's training, right? When I caught
Yeah.
that grenade.
When
Would
you had like
describe that
5
as
avulsions
bleeding or
on
as
your head.
hemorrhage?
I described that as you were red mist nearly.
Yeah, but then we
It is
turned the
generally
red
about the
mist
line-
that was
that's about
just
the
blood
line
into
where
Kool-Aid.
hemorrhage gets crossed in common
Yeah.
usage.
You look
Technically,
like
all bleeding
stringy
is
red
hemorrhage.
goop.
Throwing the technicality aside, hemorrhage is generally more, oh shit, that's a lot of blood. I believe I actually heard Star open his patient assessment on with.
Oh shit, that's a lot of
Yeah,
blood.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I
The
remember
first
that.
line was, oh shit, as he looked at me. I'm sitting there like, Star, what's wrong? And I pass out.
You just hear,
I
oh
think I
shit.
replied with everything.
Or,
I believe it was
If you
everything,
would-
and then I
if
heard
you-
another oh shit as I passed out. And he's like, we need to get him to leave right now.
aren't you supposed to calm a patient down? Like if everything's wrong, you say, no,
Your
you're
patient's
fine,
unconscious,
you're
they
fine.
are calm. Don't worry about that
No,
anymore.
if they're awake though and they're asking,
If they're
what's
awake,
wrong
yes.
with me? You don't just
Yeah,
say, oh
we'll get in-
shit,
we'll-
that's a
we'll
lot
get
of
into
blood.
that. We'll get into that. We'll get into that because it's really entertaining actually
You're-
just describing it. It's good for a laugh. We're about to get introduced, if you aren't used to dark humor, a lot of dark humor.
Oh, I love
very
dark
quickly.
humor. It's the best humor.
British,
A
I'll be
lot
fine
of dark
here.
humor in medicine. Pretty sure all of you are used to dark humor by now, though, so I don't need to worry about that. But I'm prefacing by saying that. I'm also prefacing this course by saying this: do not attempt these skills in real life. As
Aww.
No.
accurate and as realistic as we do attempt to make this, expand ACE's medical system to be, and
It doesn't
to
certify
make
you.
these capabilities, it's not an actual certification to really do it. And if you fuck some of these skills up, you get taught in the game here, you will kill somebody. Reason we can run this course through so goddamn quickly is all you're doing in the game is selecting an option and letting the game run, right? In
You're not
reality,
actually
about
doing
50%
it.
of my training is being passed on certain skills, making sure I can do them without killing somebody.
Cool.
Do not attempt this shit outside of game.
Don't worry, I haven't.
I know you haven't, Star, but like I said, just that's prefaced out to anyone. If you actually are trained in the medical field to do this kind of stuff, cool, then you already know what I've just said. I have to preface with that because there's always going to be that one idiot one day.
Hi,
I
how you
really don't
doing?
feel like losing. And like the reason I say that too is if that came back to me, like say someone did that and I hadn't said something like that and it came back to me, I lose my license.
Pop question.
You
Does
lose your license
This
if you
guy,
try to
Doolittle,
do-
on the internet told me what to do, so it's not my fault.
Would be surprised how many.
Don't worry, I'm a
complicated
trained
business there is
medic
on the
in
medical
Arma.
side of things.
does that rule also apply to the shooting aspect, shall we call it?
Dude, I'm a pro at shooting IRL.
I mean, if you want to fucking go figure out how to shoot by yourself, not really. I mean, obviously follow what laws are applicable in your local state, considering, going out and just shooting people is kind of illegal everywhere.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
If
Us
they're
doing
my
in
state
principles of
allows
room takedown,
open
that's a
carry.
complete gamble on your own life if you want to trust those skills.
Our
I
state
can almost guarantee
allows.
you that the room takedown skills we teach you are exactly like their real life counterparts.
Dude,
Question
I've
is,
been
do you have
to
the
it.
actual shooting capability and training in real life to execute them? Because there's a lot of differences between pointing a mouse on a target and pulling a trigger and doing it for real.
I've been to a couple 3-gun shoots, and at the 3-gun shoot, one of the 3-gun shoots I went to, they had a kill house, and I was nearly, not quite, but nearly on par with some of the rookie cops there.
If you have, and that comes from having shooting skill. But if you don't
Yeah.
have shooting skill, you know what I mean? But the principles are the same. Regardless, getting back on topic. So, we have this March algorithm, right? Like I said, this right here basically has just boiled down combat casualty care and combat medicine into 5 letters. 6 principles attached to those, okay?
Mhm.
So, this March algorithm, all of this assessment stuff you're going to get taught applies to a phase of care called tactical field care. Okay? More on that later. Right now, we're just going to teach you your basic... with this, but keep this noted down, and if you want to be really high speed about this, circle it and draw an arrow pointing to something that says tactical field care, because that's where March applies. We have the massive hemorrhage. Goal with that, the goal with the M phase of March, stop the bleeding. Goal with the airway phase of March, secure the airway.
Put an empty
Goal.
pen in their throat if you need to.
The goal with the respirations phase of March, breathing. To keep the goal with the cardiac or circulation phase of March, keep it beating. And the goal with your head injury and hypothermia parts of March are keep them calm, keep them warm. Have any questions on that?
Negative.
Okay, this is not a class, by the way, where the assumed rule of silence means no questions applies. I have to hear a negative from everybody before I move on.
Negative.
If you, like,
No.
yeah, if you're just like have an inkling of a question, ask it, because it probably will actually come out to mean something.
Does it, do we
Res-
currently simulate hyperthermia?
An ace build that you guys have, at least, no.
Respirations.
Build that Halsworth has, on the other hand,
Oh God.
I'm not going to go into details just yet.
We're gonna go to a snowy map soon. I hope so. Anyway,
Possible. Go ahead, Warner. You had a question?
with respirations, yeah. That's not just like breathing, but it's also like blood flow, right?
Blood flow is cardiac.
Okay.
Respiration is very specifically and only the act of you breathing, moving air into your lungs and out of your lungs.
Okay.
Basically supplying oxygen to the blood cells that pump through the heart.
Star has gotten a lot of detailed stuff on this. Right, so we go to the very, 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 very top of your skill set now, alright? First initial, okay, we're doing this. We have a casualty, we're in a combat environment, what do we do? Welcome
Sure.
to the fun, welcome to the fun part of this. Welcome to Tactical Combat Casualty Care, otherwise known as TC3 or TCCC.
Are we in cover?
Basically, yeah, Warner. Actually, since Warner seems to know this already, we're going to let Warner go ahead and explain the care under fire stages of it. So everyone go ahead and stand up. I'm going to come over right here, towards this little berm here. Warner, you're going to go ahead and step onto that side of the berm, and go ahead and explain to the class how you go through the care under fire steps of TCCC.
Right. It's been a while since I've actually gone over this, since my EOD days, but basically, see someone go down, you need to be there. You're their only hope for survival. Are they in cover? If not, get them to cover, or concealment, preferably cover. Best place that you can do your job without getting a bullet to this dome. That would suck. And then, assess. You need to assess them once you're in cover. What the fuck is wrong with them? Figure that out quick. Because you can't help them if you don't know what's wrong with them. After you know what's wrong with them, do your best to fix what's wrong with them. Get them stable. After they are stable, do not try and like fully fix them up. If you're in a firefight, finish the firefight once you know they're stable and they're not going to die on you. Is that correct, Doodle?
The accurate summary of it. It breaks down, care under fire breaks down into 4 steps. Those 4 steps are take cover, hit him in the face, tourniquet high and tight, and move to cover. And that is quite literally the exact phrasing that was used to teach me this shit when I first learned it. Oh, we're gonna go with the lovely scenario of I'm standing by a casualty, right? Go ahead and everyone bring your weapons out, because we're gonna walk through this. You'll need your weapons for this. Alright, so y'all, we're sitting here, right? Walking along on a patrol, walking along on a patrol. Oh no, I've been shot. One. What are you guys doing right now?
Look out!
You go. Rest of you guys now, so hold on, pause for a second, Warner. So here, guys, everyone's taking cover, right? Your smoke out for concealment. You guys are in your hard cover. Say you've identified where the contact came from. Let's say the contact came from that way through the smoke there. So what's the next thing that you guys should be doing right now?
Okay.
Alright, so go ahead and do that.
Alright, I'm gonna
You should be
drag this.
You guys out there are returning fire, so you guys are putting fire on the target, so go ahead and do that. Start shooting in that direction.
Poker cam trap. Okay. God, you're
So you guys are returning fire.
pull your guns over that wall. Alright,
Alright, go ahead and cease fire.
Let me see.
When that happens, you guys return fire, right?
Okay.
That worked. Everyone's shooting out. Okay. So Warner then was the one that went out to the casualty, right? Slap a tourniquet on any red limbs, and then you move them to cover like he did. That right there is all you do in care under fire. Your only concerns are stopping any massive hemorrhage of limbs and moving the casualty somewhere where he's safe from being shot again.
And then you pop
Priority
those.
is to win the firefight. Remember that as much as your, especially my deltas here, as much as your medical personnel, your shooters first.
God,
Right?
what is happening?
You're in a 12-man team. 12-man team has 12 weapons, right? It hurts them a lot if one of those weapons is already down because they're a casualty. Hurts them even more if they lose a second weapon because they're sitting there trying to do advanced, medical care in an environment where it's not needed. Win the firefight. Does everyone understand that? If that's the only
Yes.
thing you end up taking away from this class, remember that. When you're being shot at, win the firefight. Especially if you're in an exposed position like this. Here's what we're gonna do. Right? We're gonna execute those principles again. I want you guys to line up in a column together. Figure out however the hell you guys want to organize your column, I don't care. We're gonna run through this drill 4 times. Right? So, lo and behold, everyone's gonna get a turn to be the casualty. Everyone's gonna get a turn to be the medic. Here's how we're gonna determine who's gonna do what when you go through your 4 steps. If the person in front of you is the person wounded, you are going to be the person applying the tourniquet and moving them to cover. Alright?
Okay.
Understand that.
Yes.
Move to cover can be very generic. Move to cover can be as simple as you get up to them, slap a tourniquet on them, they're conscious, and you say, hey, dumbass, follow me. Alright? Hard to do. It's just quite literally, guys, to simplify this, it is a reaction to contact drill in which you are simply integrating the fact that someone has actually been hit. Okay?
Alright.
So you guys are going to be setting off at a walking pace out through that away over there. Right here, where you're starting now, this wall is going to be considered your cover. Okay? Run through the reaction, run through the 4 steps like you're supposed to, and do not actually shoot me.
Try.
You guys are good to go ahead and step off.
And I hope I don't get shot today. That would really suck.
I'm hit. Miniman's hit.
Look out. Back cover.
Get moving.
I'm moving. Miniman's all set. He's in cover. I saw you pointing your gun at me.
I didn't realize you were gonna actually shoot us. Damn.
He missed the first one.
The joys of Arma, I'm actually able to fucking train you guys like I wish we could get trained.
By getting shot.
You can't. Mannequins don't simulate injuries the same as fucking people do.
Pigs
For
do.
example, mannequin rubber tourniquets slide right off.
He did say dark humor.
On
Pigs
fucking
do.
actual human beings, tourniquets grip when you tighten them down. On mannequins, they slide before they tighten.
Pigs. You can do it on pigs.
You can do it on pigs, but we don't have pigs in Arma with the medical system, do we?
Oh, but you in real life could. Brother,
he
he
has a problem with that, to the point that our actual real-life training blood labs we do that shit in aren't actually labeled.
Aw,
And if you make
There's,
any jokes at all about the animals, you get arrested.
shitty. My brother, he made jokes about it. He was in the Marine Corps and in
You
Paris
can
Island.
make jokes about it outside of there, but if you make jokes about it like when you're in the lab training,
And my brother, he had to shoot a pig and then heal it or fix it.
Mm.
He said it
it's
was like,
actually
holy
part of the
shit.
actual 18 Delta course. They bust a pig's femoral open, amongst other injuries, and you have to keep it alive for 72 hours. Right, go ahead and line back up.
Yeah.
Once you guys are lined back up, let me know.
We're good.
Alright, go ahead and set yourselves off at a walking pace.
And we got fucked last time we patrolled here. Hope it doesn't happen again. That would suck, right, guys?
Let's hope it's not a minefield this time. They know we
yeah.
go through here.
Oh, don't worry. Should I get it?
Murder's hit. Leg.
Fucking assholes.
Move back.
Magazine.
See.
Ceasefire. Go ahead and fix his leg up. This time
Yep.
I want Marshall in the point position. Warner, you're going to the back.
Want me to put a mine down?
So we're gonna mix it this time. Marshall's gonna be in point. I want Miniman behind him.
Just read back in one.
Or I want you behind Miniman. Warner, I want you in the back.
Got it.
That looks like Minnie's bleeding again.
Go ahead and fix
Stop.
Mini up real quick. He
Get
is.
to, I get to touch your body.
It doesn't say I'm bleeding.
Bullshit.
You are.
Alright, Star, let me know when he's good to move, and then we're gonna have you guys step off walking pace. Y'all know the drill.
Okay, he's bueno.
Alright, you guys get to step off. Go ahead.
Damn.
Shell down.
Go.
I don't have
Tourniquet. Alright, you're good. Back up.
magazine.
Get back. Everyone get back.
Lift fire. Go ahead and make sure his leg's sealed up. Back in line, same formation.
1 second, I need my backpack. Hey Marshall, you patch him up.
I'm the one fucked.
He's the one hit.
Marshall, you patch him up.
Fucking job. Hey, Marshall's the one who's hit, you idiot.
No.
God.
I left medical supplies back there.
Like what you were looking at there, Doolittle?
What's that?
Enjoying the view.
I'm just seeing how fucked up your leg is right now. Don't worry about that. I mean, that
Everyone's got like. Werner has a medium avulsion. He has. No wait, it was Minnie who had a medium avulsion.
We'll heal. We're doing this training by the hospital for a reason. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, I get shot now.
Store's like, I know it's coming.
I have a medium velocity wound.
I'm gonna have some over here. Get yourselves lined back up, and let's run this the last time we need to, and we'll be good with this phase.
Ooh, I think I know who's getting shot.
I wonder who it could be.
Am I still out front?
Oh yeah.
We're ready. Go ahead and step off walking pace.
Capital punishment.
Oh no!
I'm shot.
Star got shot.
Magazine.
Cover.
Come on. You're
I'm crippled.
Thank you, fuck.
Fire.
I'm still bleeding.
Yeah, you are. Oh, he were shot in the leg. I didn't see that one.
I played a tourniquet already.
Alright.
Now you have 2 on there.
Everybody
I'm
go
curious
ahead
now.
and head on into the hospital to get healed all the way up. And we're going to finish up our last little tidbits of discussion with Canada Fire while that's being taken care of in here. So sit still and let your medics do their lovely healing job.
Lovely medics.
Ding.
Hey, Minnie, let me touch you up.
Oh, yes.
Of all the
Medical
people, why'd
stuff.
you shoot me the most?
Do what you need to do.
Behind it.
Oh,
Great.
actually still bleeding. Why are you still bleeding?
I don't know.
Stop
It
bleeding.
doesn't show that I am. Okay, never mind. Now it does.
You can do the whole, whatever it is, packing quick clot, then filled, then elastic, but it will come off eventually.
We'll go through that in a moment. But basically, guys, that's Canada Fire right there. Now, it's the simplest variant boiled down a bit. Obviously, if, say we're moving like that, and, your patient is conscious, have them throw their own tourniquet on. Have them move themselves. Don't expose yourself needlessly.
That makes sense.
Apply the the standard rule of use some common sense to TC3, and care under fire will work out very, very, very well. The principle behind it is to prevent additional casualties from being taken during recovery of your initial casualty. Do I have any questions on that?
We're allowed to smoke in this building?
Negative.
Is there any oxygen tanks?
2 in here?
Wait, really?
Oh, there's no O2 in here. Alright,
Cool,
so,
we're allowed to smoke.
like I said, alright, that's your care under fire right there. Do you guys have any questions about care under fire at all?
Nope.
None.
Oh, good.
Essentially, just do your best to not get fucked trying to help the guy that got fucked.
It is the
Okay,
simplest way
now-
to summarize it.
And I will be right back. I'm known for
Actually-
simple things.
Actually, Werner, before you step away, guys,
Yeah.
right now what we're going to do, guys, because we're about to get back into this detailed 5-minute break, alright? We're going to grab drinks, run use the bathroom, grab some food, do what you got to do in those 5 minutes, alright? Time
Patch up my
standard
chest.
right now is
We're trying to get moving.
18:05. At 18:10, we're going to reconvene back at the chairs. So be sitting in your chairs, and we're going to continue with the class, okay? This
Copy.
is where you're about to learn a lot of information in a very short period of time.
Doolittle.
Razor one.
Oh, is he still there? That's enough. Okay.
I changed your. Yeah,
Huh?
don't forget whatever triage cards. Don't worry.
That's for us to worry about when treating, really.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get cookies and cream.
Okay, I'm gonna go sit on my chair.
Or is it triage card only really applies if you end up taking what is it, bloody any medication, I believe. Then it becomes really important.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can literally just say, "Well, so and so has had to do this. I've got this wound."
Alright, that makes sense.
Just more or less, you're going to forget about your triage cards, and I'm not when I've got you in a casualty care place.
Usually, if I get hit, I just open the medical menu and I just start going down, figure out whatever's red, click it, go down the list. Bandage, yep.
Yeah,
Field dressing, yep.
that basically sums it up.
Thankfully,
It's
the
just lazy.
painkiller and other stuff is on a different tab, so.
Thankfully. Oh, pardon me. Seaside of me. Oof.
Long story, you guys don't want to. I'm actually not going to reshare the photo because it actually is pretty fucking gross and it doesn't apply to you guys. But
I see it. I want to see it. I want to see it.
right.
I've been
So
through
we
the
have
gauntlet.
all right, it's time for class to start again. Hooray! All right. So we've been over care under fire. Everyone understand that? That's simple
Yep.
for everybody? Makes sense
Oh,
to
yeah.
everybody?
Yep.
We're good?
Hell yeah.
Cool. Welcome to your tactical field care portion of class. Now, tactical field care is the stage of medicine and providing the medicine where you are safe from enemy fire and in an environment where you can provide that treatment. But there's still a chance that you can come under direct enemy fire and you may have to switch back at a moment's notice. That's the biggest thing in TC3, guys. Steps are all fluid, okay? It's not a case of, all right, we are totally out of care under fire and we're now in tactical field care and we're never going back to care under fire. That doesn't work that way. All right, so always remember the whole system is fluid back and forth, okay?
Alright.
So, everyone remember that March algorithm we wrote down, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, we're returning to that now.
Boy.
Tactical field care is where you're going to do the primary assessment and your secondary assessment, okay? Both of those play into like your total patient assessment, but the difference between your primary and your secondary is basically your primary assessment's a blood sweep, your secondary assessment's your detailed assessment of the body, okay? But you're doing to do your primary assessment, you're basically going to do a head-to-toe blood sweep. You're going to be treating injuries as you find them. So, basically, with the ACE system, either if you're using the medical menu, you use the medical menu. If you're using the fucking 3D interaction on the body, you're using the 3D interaction on the body. But you're going to look at all the body parts. You're going to treat injuries as you come across them. First thing you look at is the head. Is the head bleeding? If yes, treat. If no, move to the torso. Is the torso bleeding? If yes, treat. If no, move to the arms and then move to the legs following that same principle. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
When you're doing your primary assessment, when you're doing your blood sweep, when you're doing the M phase of the March algorithm, you do not remove tourniquets. Leave the tourniquet on. If, during the M phase, you come across a limb with a tourniquet on it, the limb. If the limb is hit, but there is a tourniquet applied, do not treat it, okay? If, during your primary assessment, there's a hit limb, and there is no tourniquet applied, apply a tourniquet and move on. Goal of the primary assessment is to control all hemorrhage as quickly as possible. It takes more time to pack, bandage, and wrap a wound than it takes to throw a tourniquet on. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's your massive hemorrhage section right there, okay, guys? We're quite literally just controlling all bleeding. Like I said, when I finish getting Ace to cooperate with me and all, of my really advanced tweaks and everything, we'll have a sit down and you'll get taught how to fucking stabilize chest wounds because you actually treat those differently in reality. Long story short, instead of packing them, you apply chest seal and move on. Right? So that's your massive hemorrhage portion. Airway. Ace actually has this written in the system. It's very simplified. The airway, the goal is to make sure you have an intact airway, alright? their airway has collapsed, you secure it.
What?
An airway with an NPA. This is a nasopharyngeal airway. You can secure an airway with a fucking King LT, or through intubation efforts. Nasopharyngeal airways are the simplest kind. You are quite literally basically sticking a rubber tube down somebody's nose into the back of their throat. It is very uncomfortable.
You're
There's
cutting out
space
a
along the back
bit.
of your throat like a son of a bitch. Yes,
Well,
I've had
you're
one stuck
cutting
down my
out a
nose
bit.
before. Next step is a King LT. King LT is basically a big fucking plastic tube that gets shoved into your mouth, blocks off basically your entire mouth and stomach off from your airway, and you can breathe. Endotracheal intubation is taking a small little plastic tube and sticking it straight into your fucking trachea.
Pen.
No, that is actually a different procedure.
Oh.
Endotracheal, literally the tube goes down through your mouth and sticks straight into your fucking airway. The tube is coming out of your throat, up out your mouth. A surgical crike, or emergency crike, the variation on that, where instead of putting the tube down your throat, putting the tube down your mouth into your throat, we cut a hole in your neck and stick the tube through your throat that way. Like I said, as the system catches up to those steps, we'll get taught more and more detail on it. For now, all you need to worry about with your airway assessment is check the head. If there is no airway, secure the airway. Okay? Looked into the base ACE system of how ACE has it functioning, and it's quite simply working as an airway, intact airway or not intact airway. They don't have as advanced right now. So if the airway is collapsed, secure the airway. Have any questions on that?
No.
Moving on to respirations. Is your patient breathing? There's two things you're looking at with the respiratory system, okay? One is the patient breathing on their own. If not, you need to ventilate your patient.
CPR?
Ventilation and CPR are two entirely separate principles. Ventilation is quite literally like we'll take what's called a bag valve mask, quite literally a balloon with a little mask or connector piece on it, and we squeeze it and we force air into your lungs. Second step you need to look for with fucking respirations. Once again, this isn't an ACE yet. You're getting like the crash course 101 on it because it is something that's on the development path to get to you guys. You need to look to see if there needs to be chest decompressions done. I'm going to get into all the science behind it right now because it's complicated and I'm trying to, save time and memory because it's not necessarily applicable yet. But basically, if you get a chest wound, air will start building up in the chest cavity, which will crush your lung. It's called a tension pneumothorax. To resolve it, you have to do one of two things. You have to do either a needle chest decompression or you have to insert a chest tube. Both of those relieve the air pressure building up in the chest and allow the lung to inflate and deflate properly.
So the black one? Black needle?
The
Or was it
needle.
the orange? Yeah.
Orange one. Yeah, for random fun fact, the needle that is used, and this needle, by the way, gets stuck straight through your chest. It's the space between your second and third rib, right over the top of the third rib, counting down from your collarbone. You will take a 14 gauge, 3.5-inch needle catheter combination, and that gets stuck straight down through your chest
Jesus
wall.
Christ, fuck that. Oh my god.
Oh, that's the color I chose.
It goes straight through your chest wall.
Oh.
Those of you wondering what it looks like,
Not.
bad, you're all finding out anyways.
I already know.
Everyone go ahead and reference the team speak. That is what a chest decompression needle looks like.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh, that
Gets
is
stuck into your chest wall all the way up to that orange hub, and then gets taped in place.
Oh God.
You
Oh.
can there is a literal pop as it penetrates into your chest cavity and the air releases, and then there is a hissing sound that is produced as the air escapes out the catheter.
Ugh.
Nice.
Chose
It
the
must be
blue one.
fun. I chose
It's
the
very
black one.
satisfying when you push one through and it's like
Oh, satisfying. Yeah. Oh.
literally your patient will go from being like this and having trouble speaking and breathing to suddenly like that in an instant. It releases all that pressure that builds up.
I don't know. I think I'd hear ah as it goes in.
No, actually, the pain from the tension pneumothorax is greater than the needle going in. A lot of patients don't even notice the needle going into their body because the pressure inside their chest is so intense.
Question. We don't have to remember that technical term right, because I can barely spell paper, let alone something thorax.
Tension pneumothorax.
Yeah, that one.
Not yet. We don't need to
That
worry.
is something that the medics would need to remember.
Gotcha.
You can't
Okay.
even spell
Guys,
engineering
while
as an
technically
engineer.
being trained at the level of medics, would want to default to your actual 18 deltas as soon as possible.
Can we learn how to perform
all you really need to
lobotomies?
remember is, okay, he's not breathing. He's having a lot of trouble breathing. His chest is really, really tight. I need to take this big-ass orange needle and stick it straight through his chest.
Can we learn how to perform lobotomies?
No.
I see you, Warner.
Yeah, no.
Not learning how to perform lobotomies.
I thought you do it through with the needle,
That's
not a
something I
bullet.
want to know, though.
Prime the grenade, and
I mean, you can technically... Well, no,
I learn how to do it with this?
No, sit the fuck down.
Okay.
Alright, that's your respiratory system, guys, okay?
got it.
I want you guys to go back over, read back over it, walk through the steps together of MAR portions.
Oh boy.
Fucking this. So you're gonna break up into 2 teams of 2. Okay? Stand
Mini.
up. I want one team standing there, and I want the other team gonna be on that side there.
Gonna whisper.
Oh, you guys are gonna be talking normally. I'm gonna drop civilians that are gonna get themselves shot.
Oh boy, can I do it?
Remember,
I
I want each of you guys amongst yourselves to decide who's gonna be the first person treating and who's gonna be the first person grading, and who's gonna be the second person treating and the second person grading.
You want to treat first? Because you are the medic?
You go first?
okay.
Alright.
I want my people that are going to be grading the process to go ahead and pull their weapons out. Typically their sidearms.
This thing's a 45. You sure about that?
Yes, because you're going to put 2 shots you're going to put a shot in one non-vital area and 1 shot in another non-vital area. Right? What we're going to do then is you're going to have your person that's doing their fucking treatment come forward and do the M, A, and R portions of their assessment. Alright? My medics, we're assuming that we are in tactical field care at this time, alright? So go ahead and you can skip your care under fire segment, go straight into your M, A, R sections, okay? Shooters, go ahead and deliver your 2 shots now. If your patient dies, don't worry about it. Medics, go ahead and start conducting your treatments. Patient's running away from you, don't worry about it. I will ace him and trap him in place.
I think he's good.
Oh, it's the fucking,
So bloody.
Blood pressure.
Here you go. Minnie, go ahead and work on him.
No, I'm the one.
Tara's got it.
If your casualty's dead, just go through your assessment.
Alright then.
No bleeding except for in the left leg. Applying tourniquet.
In the head.
Dude, I love this handgun.
Second sweep.
Just they're not wearing body armor.
Oh, I don't care. I'll just shoot him right below their chest plate.
Okay, I did tourniquet to his left leg. We'll now proceed to patch it up.
I think you might find that his kneecap is
in pieces.
Same.
All that blood on his legs is from shooting his right leg.
Made his fucking kneecap explode like a frag.
How is this guy still standing?
Adrenaline.
Either that or I need a new 45.
Okay, I shouldn't have to worry about any breathing problems
I think he's alright.
because all the wounds were to his legs.
He's still bleeding.
Yeah, he's still bleeding. How are you bleeding, pal?
His blood pressure is 112 over 74. Heart rate is 81.
Once you finish going to the respirations part of your assessment, go ahead and return to your side of the thing and wait for me to over to you, and we'll go over your assessment plan. All right, so Star, go ahead and walk me through what you did with your patient.
I
At
checked.
the very top of your assessment, take me through every single thing you did. Oh, okay, he's been shot. What did you do?
So I went up to him, opened my medical menu, did my primary blood sweep, make sure his left leg was hit.
Where was he bleeding from when you did your primary sweep?
His left leg, I put a tourniquet on it
Okay.
during the primary sweep. Secondary sweep, I went through. Should have checked his blood pressure and heart rate, but I didn't at first. But then I patched him up, bandaging the.
Yeah, you
wound.
basically did your full actual assessment because you know what you're doing with it and how it works.
To be honest, I'm not sure how to check the airway.
On their head, and quite simply, it'll say if their airway is collapsed.
Wait,
Click on the head, and it will actually literally just read airway is collapsed.
hold on.
His airway's fine, but yeah.
He's bleeding.
Oh, great.
Don't worry about it. He can bleed to death. We're done with him.
Wait, I don't see where it says.
It's not going to because his airway isn't collapsed, right? He has no head trauma. His airway's fine, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to say it. But, like, you know how in your medical menu how it, like, says bleeding and it would list all the injuries? It would list it there.
Then there'd be an option to secure it to.
Yeah, it would be through the airway management section.
Okay, so now that I know that, I didn't quite check the airway because I had no idea how to.
Yeah,
And,
airway management, like I said, airway management's a thing, but you don't need to worry about it in this case.
and I'm not sure how to check respiratory. And he wasn't shot.
Respiratory would be like basically the same thing except with the torso. Once again, they've lumped their shit all under airway management for Ace's simplicity. When I get finished getting my shit done, it'll be broken out separately to, how we say, make your options more specific.
Yeah, not to mention he was only shot in the left leg. 2 large avulsions.
And you know the drill about making, your assessments and everything with that.
Still can't believe he walked away.
Bang, bang. Kill shot mini. It is actually sideways.
Wow.
There's once a glitch where you could actually go prone and you'd be looking straight down, but they fixed that.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
You could, look like this.
Uh-huh. It looked very weird. And then people would walk.
You mean scratch their butt?
Yeah.
Maybe hunch down. No. Yeah, if being camo, if I'm gonna shoot someone.
Blinding yourself?
I turned the brightness all the way down. I can only see like parts of your gun. And fast for some reason. I can see under the guy's chin. You should put my knots away before the little comes back.
This is a bad time to tell you I'm recording this.
Alright, go ahead
I'm
and
number
swap who's
one.
going to be doing the grading portion of the assessment and who's going to be actually doing the patient assessment. Once you've got that done, shooters, go ahead with your sidearm, dispatch 2 rounds into your new patients that are handcuffed out there, and then go ahead and conduct your assessments. He's dead.
Schnell, go.
Going.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Hold
shit.
on. Do you want me to shoot him again? Because I swear I hit him.
Just let it roll. You make your medic work in the scene.
Alright, I would put a tourniquet on him, but I don't have one.
I'll supplement.
Alright, because I put one on someone else.
Congrats, it's on him.
Cool.
You might want to call out what you're doing.
Checking blood pressure? I don't...
Once
It's
you finish your assessment, call me over to you and then walk me through it.
Alright,
He's only lost a very minute amount of blood. He's fine.
yeah.
He's not bleeding either.
Alright, so I think he's all set. I applied the tourniquet. I'm not supposed to do anything else. And bring him back, or...
That's through your primary sweep when you're going through his head. I'm a terrible grader. I'm probably not supposed to say anything.
Go, keep going. This part will be cut.
No, don't cut it. Okay, so you got through your secondary sweep, which you've already started by checking his blood pressure as well as patching up.
Is 115 over 77 good or bad?
That's that's like close to 120 over 80, which is normal.
Okay.
For an injured patient, that's amazing.
Alright.
Not to mention, I shot him in the left thigh and nothing happened.
What's response?
Yeah, check his...
He's responsive.
Yeah.
So I bandage him.
Yes. You don't know the bandage procedure, just do it as you think it would be going.
The elastic one? It worked. So now I remove the tourniquet.
Yes, to keep him from being in pain.
Okay. So he's good. I think they just killed him.
What's his respiratory? Or will you check the 0 way? I'm sorry, I'm a terrible grader. I think he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yep.
That's why we have classes. But do we have his bleeding controlled?
Yes, that part I got.
Okay, cool. So, I want you to walk me through then the M phase of your assessment that you did.
Alright. So I walked over, checked him. He was bleeding from his left arm. Or right, one of the two. I forget which now. Right arm. I applied the tourniquet, or, well, I didn't have one, but Star did it.
I heard you say you would have applied one, so...
Yes. Checked, well, some other aspects. I did not check everything, but determined that all I could see was that he was shot in his right arm, applied an elastic bandage, and then removed the tourniquet.
But basically that's how that'll work, right? So you do your blood sweep, right? So you're checking all the body parts as you go through them, right? So you go head, is the head bleeding? No. Is the torso bleeding? No. Right arm, left arm. Obviously you can shortcut with the system on the upper left hand corner or like the red limbs, but always remember to click and check each limb because sometimes slight bleeding won't actually turn the model red.
Gotcha.
No, actually, it can. It's just very hard to know sometimes.
And that's why you always want to check and confirm, because when you're under pressure and trying to do this quickly,
His arms were technically behind his
cuts get
chest.
people killed. Medicine is not something you can take shortcuts in.
Got it.
It's a
Like,
case of,
once if
okay,
you're-
head is good, torso is good, right arm is good, you know, left arm is good, right leg is good, left leg is good. All right, I know for a fact now, because I've checked and looked at that limb, each limb individually, which ones have injuries and which ones don't.
Got it.
You finish that M phase, right?
Yes.
And then the next thing you do is you come back up to your patient's head, okay?
That's fine.
Look at the head.
Okay.
Right now it says there's no injuries on the body part, right?
Correct.
If this guy had airway collapse, it would state that, and you would have an option to secure his airway.
Okay.
Next up, you come down to his torso, right? If he was having respiratory problems, it would once again say so, and you would be presented with the options needed to treat those.
Okay.
All that makes sense.
Got it.
That right there is all you got to do. So it's basically you go through the body once, and you're going to go right back to the body again. That's the primary and secondary assessment, because they combine together.
Okay. That makes sense.
You did perfectly fine. Go ahead, guys, go ahead and take your seats, and we're going to get ready to go over the circulatory function, and oh god, are you guys about to get hit with a lot of information.
Are they just straight up JHP? Or...
Oh, hi.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, where? Oh. Wish I could have done that.
Sit back down.
And take your seat.
There we go.
I like executing people. Can we do more of that?
Alright, so we're moving on now to the circulatory section of your assessment, alright?
Okay.
Circulatory, cardiac, whatever you want to describe it as, whatever fits into your brain better to help you remember this. Breaks down into 2 steps, right? First step is tourniquet conversion. Goal with tourniquet conversion is exactly what it sounds. We want to try and remove as many tourniquets as we can from our patients, okay? First thing you're going to do when it comes to doing tourniquet conversion is you're going to go, okay, I finished my M, A, and R phases. Let's go look at the limbs that have tourniquets on them. We're going to go, you know, let's say somebody has a single gunshot wound to their right arm. Are we going to try and convert that over off of a tourniquet to being packed and wrapped?
Yes.
I'm waiting on 3 more answers.
Yes.
You looked at me kind of disappointed, so I
Sorry.
wasn't sure.
Right. You guys are right. If it's something we can convert, we want to convert it, okay? Because it's always better to have the tourniquet off than the tourniquet on for prolonged field care. Now, let's say we go to somebody's leg, and their leg has decided that it wanted to hug a claymore.
Ooh,
Are we
I can do
converting
that.
that a tourniquet to pack and wrap?
No,
No.
they ain't got a leg to pack and wrap.
No.
I'm waiting on 2 more answers.
Say yeah, just to be different.
In Arma's sense, yes.
Depends. Damon Warner.
Okay.
It's going to depend. And the reason I say it depends is that in the way medicine works, you almost always will want to attempt a tourniquet conversion. Like I said, it's better for prolonged field care to have them off. However, if you cannot convert it successfully, like you're going to burn through a shit ton of your medical supplies, or the bleeds just keep reopening and reopening and reopening, leave the tourniquet on.
You want to get up?
Saving blood is more important than getting that tourniquet back. Okay?
Okay.
This is the part of the use your head portion of this. Convert the tourniquet if you can convert it, but if a wound just keeps reopening and no matter what you do, the fucking thing won't stay closed, they've got an arterial bleed, they need that tourniquet to stay on. Any questions with that in tourniquet conversion?
We learn how to do field amputations.
No questions.
No question.
Good questions.
You were asking how are we going to know what to do to pack and wrap and like do all that shit?
Yeah, like which bandages are for what?
Right. Basically, there's pack, bandage, and wrap. That's like a 3. You hear me say that a lot, right?
Yeah.
Packing is done by, as you probably would guess, packing bandages or quick clot. Okay.
Huh?
Now,
What's the difference between the two?
clot contains what's known as a hemostatic agent. It's meant to control bleeding better. Packing bandages, on the other hand, are larger.
Okay. So if you have like a large avulsion,
in ace terms, to put it into ace terms, if you've got like a lot of shit that you need to pack up quickly, packing bandages are going to do it faster. Not necessarily better, but faster.
if you have like a small velocity wound, quick clot would be better for that.
Field dressings. Now you also, I'm sure everyone's always also watched this, but you've seen how like wounds will go like to partials, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe it's like maybe.
See, I've seen it too many times.
R being all fucking star over there. That's where field dressings will come into play. All right. It allows you to conserve on your packing supplies. So again, keep in mind we've made some tweaks to our ACE systems because open source for life, yo. And Global doesn't know what the fuck he's doing with actual medical systems. Which is why, Marshall, when I said that when you found like the whole ACE bandage thing by default, right?
Yeah, that's why
I
it
said
won't
that
be
somewhat
completely
applies,
right.
but it doesn't 100% apply. This is why.
It just helps me kind of get the gist of what I'm in.
Now those baseline values there, like you saw how some, like you know how packing bandages work better on some wounds and quick clot works better on others. Those still apply, but the steps I'm teaching you here need to be used with our version of ACE, or as you know, Stark and probably Testament, shit's gonna go south real quick.
Question.
He's lost a lot of blood.
Is the order for the pack, bandage, and wrap coincidentally the same order as they're listed when you open your H menu, your medical menu?
I actually have never looked at that, so it might be.
Because
It's
that
filled, pack, elastic, quick clot.
No, it's not then.
Oh, okay. Doesn't explain why
I
I've survived.
Structure that though. That would make a lot more sense. But
You've just been. Oh my god.
I just go down the list.
Use field bandages to pack your
Alright,
wounds.
so no,
God
so you
damn.
pack, alright? The next step is to wrap it. You wrap it. It's the simplest way to remember this is pack wrap pressure. Okay? So you pack it with your quick clot or your packing bandage, right? You're gonna wrap it up now in a field dressing. And you're gonna put pressure on it with an elastic bandage.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
Yes.
Pack, wrap, pressure. Those are the steps to tourniquet conversion. Alright? So if you're going to be doing that, you're packing the injury up. Alright, cool. I've got it packed up. You can wrap when you have half an injury left, okay? So like if you have a medium velocity wound that says like partial medium velocity wound, go ahead and put the field dressing on to wrap that all up and then put the pressure on, okay?
Yep.
Have any questions on that?
Negative.
Do I need to make
Answered
us
mine.
all stand up and go over how to do that with your characters practicing again? Or is this, you know, something you all understand how this applies and works into the assessment?
I just want to shoot someone again.
I think ideally, a practical does help anyway. Helps remember.
Yeah.
Then we're going to all stand up and we're going to go ahead and do that.
but I've already done it like 5 times.
Now, we have piles of bodies around, alright? We're going to use the bodies. I want you to go through. I'm just going to shoot them all. I want you guys, alright? So, you guys don't need to worry about putting a tourniquet on for this, but I want you to go through the steps of packing up the limbs, alright? Everyone go ahead and work it on your own dummy. Alright, Minnie, what do you have over here?
A dead guy, and I don't have any package. I'm mostly out of stuff. I got quick clot and apply tourniquet.
So hey, Duel, if you don't get a partial, you just apply pressure.
You can just apply. You can shortcut and just apply the pressure if you need to. Ideally, you want to put a field dressing on it, but like if we're low on supplies or something, go fuck it and get that pressure on. The pressure's going to be more important.
Roger.
More
Field.
supplies in your backpack, Minnie.
Okay. Field dressing?
All right. Or you're working on the chest, right?
No. Left arm.
All Alright, so what you're gonna start with is you pack it first, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna either use a packing bandage or a quick clot.
Gotcha. Quick clot is what I have.
And that quick clot in now, right?
It's in?
You've packed it, right? See, do you see I know it's a partial large emulsion?
Yes.
I'm gonna wrap it now. To wrap it, you're gonna use a field dressing.
Alright.
Alright, so imagine it this way, right? You've just packed that quick clot into the wound, right? You're now wrapping it up to keep that arm covered. Do you see how now the wound is fully bandaged?
Yes.
Now you're going to put an elastic bandage on it. That pressure is what's going to keep that wound closed.
Alright.
So you saw how that worked?
Yes.
Alright, that's all you have to do. So that's the simple steps. Pack, wrap, pressure. At this point, you're going to reassess, okay? So, like, is the wound reopening? Give it a minute or two. Is the wound reopening? Is the wound reopening? If not, you're going to go ahead and remove the tourniquet if there was one on, okay?
Okay. That makes sense.
All there is to it.
Doesn't explain why I've actually survived this long. It doesn't explain how I've been able to survive this long.
Our medics are generally fucking good about getting to our casualties quick enough to stop people from dying.
That's probably explains it.
Just throwing bandages at the wound will actually sometimes work.
I've seen it go blue a few times.
It's fine. Like I said, that's what the classes are for, to teach people. If you need medical supplies, go ahead and restock out of the arsenal box by the door there, and then once okay, I know how to pack, wrap, pressure, you're gonna go ahead and return to the chairs.
So I may or may
You did
not
a
have
heck of a
felt
number on
this
this
vibe
guy's
twice
chest and head.
before you
Not
did.
bleeding anymore.
He's kind of like you, except he has a chest.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you're good to go back to the seat start.
Oh, I want to test the airway thing.
Good luck getting it to work, dude. I've been trying to get it to work. It fucking
You're having fun.
look at his head right now, right?
I think they are.
Does it make sense to you that the airway system should be kicking over right now? Because the airway system is in the game, it's fucking enabled in the game. I can
Fucking
trace
not, just
where
doing
it
what I
does
can
all of
with
its
stuff.
shit, but it doesn't turn on in game for some reason, and I can't fucking figure out why.
Still.
I don't want to custom build an airway system when I know Ace has one in it, because with my block, I'll finish it, we'll start using it, and they'll add theirs.
I wonder if that actually did anything. I just did CPR for shits and giggles.
Well, it's not gonna
Oh
do
my
anything.
god. Oh
Well,
my
he might have
fucking
had
god.
some blood.
The little, he's OD'd.
What?
He's OD'd.
When I say,
Werner, go ahead and respawn.
oh, I was joking about the 4 morphines. Holy crap!
Alright, go ahead and sit down, guys. Go ahead and back to your seats. Your seats. About to get into this portion of why
It takes 4 morphines. Okay.
You know.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. Not really a drug addict. It's okay.
Right. So, we've gone through the first part of circulation, right? Gone over how to convert these wounds. Does everyone know how to properly convert a wound?
See.
Yes.
Right, cool.
Mhm.
Moving on to the next part of circulation then. We're going to be moving on to your vital signs, your fluid resuscitation efforts, and your medications.
What?
This shit's about to get complicated. Right, so...
That's your start.
So we have finished converting all of our wounds, right? Everything's been packed, we've converted all the tourniquets we can convert, we're not converting any of the ones we can't anymore, right?
Yes.
Right.
The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a set of vital signs. Okay? What that means is you're going to check their heart rate and you're going to check their blood pressure. It's going to return a happy set of numbers for both of those, right? Heart rate. Want to see that number around 80. Blood pressure, you want it to be around 120 over 80. Do you guys have any questions with that so far?
Negative.
Numbers. You want the target numbers to appear. If we're not at the target numbers, we need to start considering fixing the target numbers. Any questions on this? Because we're about to this is about to get complicated and start compiling on stuff quickly. If you have questions about like core-based skills as we move to the right on the advanced scale, I need you to stop me and make sure you understand. Because this shit will only get more and more confusing.
Question or statement. I'm maximized as is.
I know. Welcome to
I shoot good.
Welcome to learning.
Hey, at
Setting
least
up
you won't have to
Mini.
take
You have
this.
a lot of shit you get to learn in a short period of time.
Can I go
You take
practice
notes.
with IODS
You don't have to
explosives?
memorize this. You can look at your notes. That's the one big advantage we get with this being a game. A notebook is okay. Use the notebook.
I'd seriously prefer disarming IEDs right now.
Yeah, it's not as complicated, is it?
Yeah, but you get blown up, and then we can't really do our job since a massive ID.
100 meters behind you, can you just put in the EODS IED so I can go disarm it and calm down?
No.
I'm stressed, man.
Sit the fuck down.
Stressed.
Finish your class out.
Disarming shit makes me happy.
Oh, so our target heart rate is 80. Our target blood pressure is 120 over 80. All right, everyone has that. Okay.
Is that a real life standard?
Kind of.
Real life standard doesn't have hard variables as much as ranges. For the sake of this, I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Real life, everything varies because every human being is different. In Arma, you are all the same. You are all clones, and you all have perfect heart rates and perfect blood pressures. Okay? Accept that little bit of mercy from Arma as gratefully as you can. Right. Well. Your heart rate, you've checked your blood pressure. Not going to be able to do anything else without checking these, because if you don't check your heart rate and blood pressure, and you do something, like push meds, you could kill your patient, as we saw Warner code, right? You can code someone on a single stick of morphine if you at the wrong time.
To be fair, I did
As
take
in
like
when
6.
4 to be specific.
I took
Like
6.
when Dula was bleeding out Friday, that would have been a terrible time to give him morphine right then and there.
Using drugs at the wrong time kills people. Since you guys are being taught how to use drugs and will be able to use them yourselves, the medics can't get there to help. You know this shit, alright? Serious about this, Werner. Like, the 4 drugs that we all have now, you guys, as, like, line guys, are gonna be carrying and able to use. That's why this is fucking important that you guys pay attention to this now. And don't use them if you're not confident in your skills, because if you use the wrong time and fuck it up, you will kill somebody in this game.
Got it.
Drugs represent their shit properly. Or at least somewhat properly. But anyways. Oh. Your heart rate, you checked your blood pressure. You now have to assess if your patient needs fluid resuscitation efforts and if they need medications. Okay? The blood pressure is, if the systolic blood pressure, i.e. the first number, is less than 100, they're using saline. Turner, Mini, only saline you guys should ever be carrying is 250s. Only ever carry 2 of them.
Alright. Right now I do not have any.
Like I said, that's fine. If you guys want to add that stuff to your kit, you can. Only carry 2 250s. That's the only ones you ever carry. You guys only ever push those if their blood pressures are below 100, and that's all that you guys need to know about that, okay?
Got it.
2 deltas here. Oh, you guys are going to have fun with this. Alright, so. Medications. Runner and Mini. Morphine. Only push it if you have an epinephrine with you. Only push it if the heart rate is 80 or higher. Your
Got it.
patient then reports hearing their heart rate, the epinephrine. Any questions about that?
Negative.
Heart rate
Their
80
blood
or higher?
Their blood pressure is less than 100. Do not give them morphine. Understand that?
Yes.
Less than 100.
So if it's less than 100 or less, don't give them morphine. If the heart rate is less than 80, don't give them morphine. If after giving them morphine, they say, I can hear my heartbeat, give them epinephrine. If patient's blood pressure is higher than 120, or if their heart rate is higher than 80, do not give them epinephrine. Please understand that.
Yes.
Higher than what was that?
Next, don't write this stuff down. This stuff, your guys' information is going to be a lot more detailed and a lot different than these two.
Alright then, sorry.
It's fine, I should have made that clear. Do you two understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions on that? On the medications, on how that works?
Negative.
Negative. I do remember if your heartbeat, you're screwed.
Only last thing we have to cover. If your patient has, like, head injuries or they're unconscious and they have an important weapon system, take the weapon from them and use it, okay?
Yep.
Have any further questions about this system at all right now?
Negative.
No.
Cool. You guys are dismissed. Go ahead and get the fuck out of here.